So I guess Ian Rappaport has got some information for us involving wide receiver Nelson Agholor that multiple teams around the league have viewed the Philadelphia Eagles as a team that's going to give up a player in this draft unless they get a wide receiver. Okay. Let me tell you guys, in my opinion, and I already knew this from the start, they don't just want, they're not just going to give up any receiver to replace Agholor. Okay, they're not just going to draft any receiver to replace Agholor. They're going to go after that guy that they really like, and that's Marquise Hollywood Brown from Oklahoma. Okay, you could line him up inside, you could line him up outside, you could line him up in the backfield. He's like another Tyreek Hill on the field. You could do so much with him, make the offense dynamic. I don't know why Ian Rappaport said a versatile player in Nelson Agholor, but Nelson Agholor is not versatile. He plays pretty much one position. He can't play outside. We tried that. He's not an outside guy. He could if, a team thinks they can put him outside, I guess, but I don't think so. They're not going to see. So just say they draft Marquise Hollywood Brown with the 25th overall pick. Or if they move up, whatever. They could use Nelson Agholor to move up in the draft to go get Marquise Hollywood Brown. They could trade Nelson Agholor. That has a $9.4 million cap hit. They could use him. They could trade him. They don't have to trade him on day one. They could trade him in day two, trade back. One of the second round picks, they could trade back Nelson Agholor. Different things can happen. So if they trade for a receiver, it doesn't mean that Nelson Agholor, if they draft a receiver, it doesn't mean that Nelson Agholor is going to be in that same, there's going to be like a deal or something on the table or something's going to happen. Most likely it's going to happen on day 2, day 3, or it could happen the first night. You never know. They can move up, use Nelson Agholor as a trade chip to get some, to move up in the draft, or they could trade back with Nelson Agholor to get, more draft picks and get into a better position. So Eagles can go a million different ways with this. I don't want Nelson Agholor to go. I mean, last year he never had the chance just because Carson Wentz was throwing to Zach Ertz half the time and Nick Foles. Really, Nelson Agholor wasn't Nick Foles' brilliant target. Alshon Jeffrey and Ertz were probably his top two guys. And Jordan Matthews too. Jordan Matthews had some good touches too. Had a few touchdowns this year. This would be insane because, number one, you're going to be saving money. If you get rid of Agholor, you're saving money. Number two, you draft a receiver that's going to start day one. Or they're going to go get a receiver that's not Marquise Hollywood Brown, which I don't see that happening, and then having that receiver and Nelson Agholor kind of be in competition, and kind of do some Jordan Matthews, Ronald Darby trade like they did in 2017. They could do that as well. Keep both guys and have them duke it out in the offseason, in training camp, preseason. Whoever plays better gets a starting job. But I was listening to John McMullen the other day, and, I have to give him some props because, honestly, I think the Eagles only want one receiver in this draft. I think it's Marquise Hollywood Brown. I think that's the guy. They were at his pro day. They went to, I think, one of his games, against one of the good teams. I forgot, against Alabama or LSU. I forgot which team they Oklahoma faced, but, Eagle Scouts went to that game, and they were very impressed. Could do so much with Marquise Brown. It's ridiculous. And if Marquise Brown's name gets called to the Philadelphia Eagles, I won't get mad. I won't, because there's going to be always a plan in motion, and with those 2 second-round picks, they're in a very good spot. They could always draft somebody, and then they could trade back the other pick. And, if Marquise Hollywood Brown gets drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, Nelson Agholor is getting traded. Nelson Agholor is getting traded away for more draft picks, whether it's the first day, second day, third, whatever the hell it is, it's going to happen. So that's what I take out of it. This is something that could happen, guys. Or they can keep Nelson Agholor. I don't think they have it. I don't think they have a problem keeping Nelson Agholor, but I think they want to get his replacement, and I think they want to do better things. I think they want to find, if they could find an elite slot player, or just say they draft Brown this year, they get rid of Agholor, Brown could start in the slot and then quietly move his way to the outside after Deshaun Jackson leaves, or who knows if Deshaun Jackson, knock on wood, gets hurt, whatever. So I got the hiccups now. That's pretty much about it, guys. So Nelson Agholor could be trade bait. We'll have to see tomorrow night. If it happens tomorrow, watch for Marquise Brown, because that's probably the only receiver that they do want. But that's about it, guys. So I'll see you guys later. Shake Squad up. Fly.